Yo, party people, it's Ashley of SingleWomanChronicles.com, where being single is a beautiful choice rather than a miserable circumstance. And today's episode is sponsored by my books, Single Woman Chronicle and Atlanta Love Story Kinda, as well as How to X Your Ex, a guide to getting past unhealthy relationships. You can pick these books up at Amazon.com, Barnes& Noble's website, Audible, and books on Google Play, as well as Apple Books. It'd be a tongue twister, y'all. Y'all can pick them up everywhere. Just Google it. Anywho, how are you guys doing? I don't know why. Yes, I do know why I'm amped. I just had some coffee and it is late in the afternoon. I just got off the road. I went to visit my family in Mississippi. For those who don't know, I am originally from Mississippi. I reside in Atlanta, but I have been here since I was 14. But yes, I'm still from Mississippi. People are like, oh, you've been here since you were 14. You're from Atlanta. No, I'm from Mississippi. But we had like a reunion in the country where my mom was born. Actually, I'm from Jackson, but she's from a town that if I said it, you probably wouldn't know. It's one of those really small towns that don't have a Walmart and they have to drive over to the next town to get to the Walmart. Yeah, but it was pretty cool. It just always feels good to be around family. It, for me, I think it refuels you, because before I left, I did not record, which I should have. But I just had an interesting week last week, but I think a lot of it was brought on by my period. So my period is pretty chill because like I don't get headaches. I really don't cramp like that. My private parts hurt for some reason. I know that's TMI. Feels like someone's kicking me and then my back hurts. And that's like the first 2 days. But then like I bleed kind of heavy the first 2 days, but after that it's smooth sailing. It's 5 days, it's chill. My hell week though is the week before my period. I get really emotional. I have crazy mood swings. I'm sad. I be crying, and I'm always like, my period's coming. Cause on a day to day, I'm not emotional like that. So when all those emotions start coming, I'm like, my period's coming. For sure, it's coming. So, yeah, last week was my hell week. I started on Friday, which was, what is it now? Like 3 days ago. And the topic today is, do y'all get tired of trying? And oh Lord, I just had a moment. I just was not feeling any of it. I was not feeling any of it. And let me tell y'all what triggered me. Going around family who you're not around a lot, you're always afraid of the questions they're going to ask you, right? So I knew they were going to ask me, what are you up to as far as like career stuff? And I was already like, I don't feel like answering that. And then I knew they were going to ask me maybe something along the lines of, are you dating anyone? You know, and if the question came up, hypothetically, you know how we worry ourselves over hypotheticals, but the hypotheticals most likely don't even happen. I was thinking like, what if they ask me, why am I single? And then I asked myself that. And you know how you have that talk with yourself and then you just go down this spiral. And I asked myself like, why are you single? And myself was like, I don't know. And then it was kind of like that moment in a movie. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Because I honestly don't. It's like, God, I don't know what you're doing. I know, like, it's not me. I have done every type of healing you can think of. Like, I really be chilling. I'm really good with checking myself. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have the answer to the question. So I was just hoping no one asked me that. And no one did. So I'm very grateful. But yeah, I was just having a moment. Just feeling like, okay, you've been shooting for the stars for a long time and you still haven't even landed on your moon. Like, I'm ready to land on my moon. Like, are we there yet? Are we there yet, honey? Because I don't know if y'all have had moments like that where you just sit and you're just frustrated and you just look around at life and you like, bro, why I keep trying? I'm tired. I'm tired of trying things. I'm tired of trying to be better. I'm tired of trying to be a good girl. I'm tired of not being ratchet. I'm tired of not, like, I'm tired of not doing what culture's doing and the world is doing, this whole walk the right path thing. Whoo! The Lord knew to put the scripture, Galatians 5:9. I think it's Galatians 5:9 or 6. I definitely think it's 5:9. Don't be weary of doing what is right, because in due time you will reap a harvest if you do not give up. He knew to put that in there because he knew we was gonna get tired of doing the right things. Because let me tell y'all something. Being healed, being self-aware, loving yourself, you stop being toxic. So you have so much peace that it gets boring sometimes. Like sometimes you be wanting to spice your life up, and spicing your life up is just making your life ghetto. Okay, you be wanting to interrupt your own peace sometimes just for the sameness to not be a thing. And I know for me, like, you know, dating intentionally is hard because when you think about it, if I'm dating intentionally, if I'm dating for marriage, I'm not dating people I wouldn't marry. So you do realize that cuts out a lot of people because there are not many people that we'd actually marry, just that we connect with, right? So it's just like, do I want to date intentionally? Because my pattern back in the day was like, I'm going to entertain this one over here. He's in this box, you know, I'm not taking that seriously. I'm going to hang out. You know, this is like more of a sneaky link situation over here. Like, and my sneaky links don't necessarily involve sex because, as we know, I'm celibate. But at the same time, I can be over here, hang out with you. I don't tell nobody about you. Don't nobody know I'm going over there. Like, and you know, I don't know about y'all, but I share my locations with my friends. And sometimes they'll check the location and be like, where you at? Mind your business. All right? Mind your business. But yeah, sometimes I be wanting to be like, man, F this. Let me get the roster back up. Like, I'm tired of intentionally dating. Intentionally dating is intentionally getting on my nerves. Like, I'm sick of it. I'm tired of trying to do things the right way. And I know, like, people go through this. Like, I know you go through this. And I know for me, like, the only thing that keeps me on the straight and narrow is I'm reminded every time what happened and how I felt back then. Like, girl, you know that ain't for you. You already know if you start up a situationship with somebody that it's not gonna make you happy. Ultimately, that's the thing. Like, you can do all those things. You can play around. You can F around and find out. But when you F around and find out, you already found that out because you've done that before. So that's the only thing that keeps me on the straight and narrow. But y'all don't understand. Like, I really be wanting to moonwalk back. You know, I be wanting to backslide. I be wanting to moonwalk into the backslide. Okay? Because I'm tired. I'm tired. And even when it comes to career, I don't know if any creators are on here, if anybody who is an entrepreneur or who got a 9-to-5 and they tired of working a 9-to-5 and they just ready for a change, like, but it just seems like the more they try, ain't nothing happening. But it seems like the chicks who ain't got no job, who don't be doing nothing, they stay on vacation every other week, and you like, what am I doing wrong? Yes, I understand. Like, I get that as well. And, you know, for me, I really be trying to stay in alignment with God because I know my calling is like a big calling, and I believe that. I've always believed that. But as we know, even if we look at scripture, Exodus, listen, God didn't take the Israelites the faster way. He took them in the wilderness because he had to get some things out of them. He had to show them how to trust him, and et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, God, this wilderness is just way too long. I'm trying to get to this cheddar, this cheese, because I could really take it into my own hands. And that's the hard part. The hard part is like being multi-talented, being very educated, knowing you can do a lot of different things, but trying to stay in alignment with God's plan. That's the hard part. Because you like, I can move and groove. I could do a whole bunch of things, but I'm trying to stay in alignment. And when I went to visit family, that's why it's like really good to go visit family every now and again, because I have a family member who, he's an in-law, but he's a serial entrepreneur. He's been doing it for a while. So he's had several different businesses, like to Greek stores where you buy the like fraternity and sorority stuff, to restaurants, to tax businesses. Right now he still has these things, but he's just constantly picking stuff up. Right now he has a restaurant supply chain where they buy used equipment and resell it. Like, he's always getting to the money. So when he asked me, how's life and what's going on with the career, I didn't mind confiding in him because I don't know about y'all, but like, I don't tell everyone everything I got going on in my career because a lot of people don't understand. Like, if you have people who are very boxed in, very narrow minded, who are very like, why don't you just get a 9 to 5 that's stable or whatever? If you're an entrepreneur, if you're a dreamer, they don't understand that. They will step on that. So I don't speak to everybody about what I have going on. It's a very small amount of people. Like, I can count on one hand how many people I talk about my dreams in depth to. But I know because of the road he's going on, he won't understand me. So I got to talking to him about it, and I was really opening up. And I was shocked at myself by how much I was opening up. But he just really reinforced. He's like, no, you're good. And he gave me some ideas. And he was just like, no, you just keep going. Just keep trying. You know, you're going to get it. I know you're going to get it. Just really encouraging me. And that's what you need. Like, in those moments when you get tired of trying, like, you need someone to confide in, to remind you, like, of how great you are. Because you've been you so long that you forgot that you're freaking brilliant. I think we take advantage, or we take for granted how freaking dope we are because we're with ourselves all the time. And then most intelligent people don't believe in themselves at the highest capacity. But a lot of people who are like not that intelligent, they have more confidence than the people who are actually intelligent, because when you're smart, you're most likely hard on yourself, right? So if we had the belief of the people who really ain't got it like that, if we married it with our intelligence, we'd be out of here. We'd be out of here. Like, many times what's stopping us is our mindset. Like, how much we don't believe in ourselves. That's why we haven't moved on. That's why we haven't accomplished the things we know we can accomplish. It's us. It's us. It's our minds. It is our brains. It is the worst. Like, it's the worst enemy. So every week I post my books that changed my life because I have to stay like encouraged in my brain and stay pushing myself forward. Like, I can't stay stuck in my mind because that'll mess me up like in everything. So y'all go back and look at some of my books that changed my life. If you click the link in the bio of my Instagram and my TikTok, you will see a list of the books, because a lot of these books, they address your mental, your emotional, and your spiritual, because you have to hit all of them. Like, as a Christian, I feel like in the Christian community, we spend so much time building up our spirituality that we forget the emotional intelligence as well as the mental fortitude that we need. Like, you can't just stop at your spiritual. Yes, I spent at least 30 minutes with God every single day. But guess what? I'm still reading books to build up my mindset. I'm still listening to Les Brown and Jim Rohn and Lisa Nichols. Like, and as far as like emotional, I still go to therapy. I'm still reading books on emotional intelligence, anxiety, my attachment stuff. Like, you need all of these things, because the more self-aware you are, the less people can tell you about yourself. Okay? And it won't phase you, because if you know who you are, if someone tells you about yourself, you get criticized, you can take that criticism, that if it's constructive, and even if it's not, you can take the criticism and receive it and be like, yeah, I know that's me, but I'm working on it. Or yeah, I know that's me, but I'm cool with that. But if you don't know yourself like that, you'll take all of that stuff in, or you'll push all of the helpful information away. Because there's some things about myself that, for example, I don't know how to rest. Like, I'm really bad with like resting. And I know that last week, the reason that I was having my moment where I was tired of trying was I wasn't resting in the Lord. Like, I wasn't resting in trust, because I've always been a super hard worker. Like, I've been working since I was 15. I usually have 2 to 3 to 4 jobs. Like, I'm always in that mode. So I'm used to working harder and not smarter. Amen. Like, let's tell the truth, because the world says you got to work hard, break your back, don't sleep. And that's where the blessing comes. But God tells you to trust in him with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. He tells you his yoke is easy. But when you're used to going culture's way and working hard, of course you're going to drain yourself. Of course you're not going to rest. So I'm not used to being able to like just sit down and rest my mind. Because even if I'm sitting down, not doing anything, I'm constantly thinking of other things I could be doing. So if my best friend tells me all the time, like, you need to take a break, you need to rest. Because I'm aware of that flaw within myself, if she says that, I don't get offended. I don't argue with her. I don't, do none of that. I just be like, yeah, you're right. I'm working on it. But for another example, the reason you need to be self-aware is if someone tells you something about yourself that's not true, you can dead that, not let it affect you, not ruminate on it because you know it's not true. So if I had my friend told me that this guy I used to talk to a long time ago, who, let me tell y'all about this Negro. It's hilarious how people will do you wrong, but to ease their conscience, they will rewrite the story in their head so that they don't have to take accountability. When I was dating this gentleman, he had a whole baby on the way and I had no idea. Then he ruined the relationship, ended it on something small. I still didn't know he had a baby on the way. But then, because I was confused, like, why would he, like, end it over that? It was so small. Like, oh, you stepped on my toe. I never want to talk to you. It was so weird. So, end up finding out months later when he finally posts pictures of the kids, he had a baby on the way. That's why he was acting weird. Because you had a baby on the way and you didn't want to tell me? Weird, right? Do y'all know this fool gonna tell one of my friends, I don't talk to Ashley no more because she's stuck up? Excuse me? Excuse me, sir? No, you don't talk to Ashley no more because Ashley don't talk to you no more. Ashley don't talk to you no more because you had a whole kid on the way and you didn't tell me. And then you tried to spin the block, but I wasn't spinning with you. That's why you don't talk to Ashley no more. But when he said I was stuck up, I didn't internalize that because that's not true. I literally laughed it off. I'm like, you are crazy. I'm a lot of things, but stuck up ain't one of them. Like, I'm like one of the most humble people I know. Like, what are you saying? You sound dumb. Like, what? But yeah, you really got to check your self-awareness. You got to get your mental right. You got to get your physical right. You got to get all that right. Like, stay in alignment with yourself. And like, I know I've been saying this, but I really do want to rebrand, Single Women Chronicles to shift more about the wholeness of a woman, period. And of course, most of my audience is single women because I'm single. So that's what the point of view that I speak from. But I just feel like we have to be invested in more than just our love lives. We need to be invested in our career lives, our social lives, our like mental, our physical, because if you're just sitting here complaining about how you're single and how dudes suck and blah, 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 like, you ain't getting nothing done. You need to be focused on something else. You need to be worried about something else. It's kind of like this, it came out last week that T is filing for divorce from Corey. And, the lessons I learned, you guys can go check that out on my TikTok and my Instagram. But the lessons that I learned were more so what I can apply to my life. And these are lessons not from their marriage, because I don't know those people. I don't know what they went through, what they did, what they didn't do. But I do know, like, those lessons, like, don't put people's relationship on a pedestal, make sure you're not worshiping someone's relationship, those kinds of things. But like, so many women, I've noticed that. Now, I can be honest. The dating scene right now is kind of weird, especially if you want a monogamous relationship. It's kind of weird. I'm not going to sit here and lie about that. I'm not going to lie about it. That's the reality. It's kind of weird if you want monogamy because there's weirdness going on. A lot of people don't want the commitment because there's so many different kinds of relationships you can have. You can have a situationship. You can have polyamory. A lot of women are easier now. You can just get the coochie within 2 hours of meeting the person. It's a very interesting situation. I'm not saying that that's not true. But what I am saying is that's not everybody. And if you believe that, then guess what you're going to attract? Only that. When you believe that negativity, that's how you're going to attract to yourself. You don't want to attract that to yourself, right? So what I was saying was, like, when people were responding like, oh, marriage is blah, 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 this. But I'm like, if the marriage rates are 50%, people get divorced. What about the 50% that are staying married? Why aren't we focusing on those? Like, we focus so much on the negative that we lose sight of the positive. Like, what about the people in your life who are getting married? I know on my timeline, folks stay getting proposed to, stay getting married, whatever, whatever. The other thing I don't like that a lot of people do is if someone is like in a relationship, or like married, they make it seem like the only way a couple, if a couple posts a happy picture or something like that, they make it seem like the only way a couple can be happy is if they're hiding their grudges. Like, oh, it's cool to be single because at least ain't nobody cheating on me. You know, some people are actually in relationships not getting cheated on, right? Like, why is it that every time we view a seemingly happy relationship, we have to assume that something's negative is going on to make yourself feel better as a single woman? Why? That don't make sense to me. Like, because I know when I'm in a relationship and I'm posting and I know I'm happy because I'm not fronting out here. Like, I don't want that negative energy. Y'all be like, oh, I already know that this is what it is. No, some people are actually happy, you guys. Like, that's the gag is some people are actually happy. Some people are actually in faithful relationships. Some people are actually out here thriving, and people are staying married. Yes. I'm telling you, that's really out here happening, you guys. It's not all horrible. It's not all awful. And I feel like when you get disappointed so many times in love, trust me, I know I've been down this road, down this hill, still going down it. Okay. But I feel like when you get disappointed so much in love, you stop believing that happiness actually happens. Stop. You have to stop thinking like that, because if that's what you believe, that's what you will receive. I have to keep reiterating this because I don't want us single women out here bitter. I want us out here thriving. And if your love life ain't thriving, at least thriving somewhere else. Like, in another aspect, thrive in the gym. I don't like going to the gym, but I be going. Thrive with your body goals. Thrive with your career goals. Thrive with your finance goals. Thrive with your family goals. Thrive with your social goals. Like, thrive. Like, it's more to life than just complaining about what isn't working. You can thrive in other areas, you know? So I just wanted to say that. I know sometimes you get tired of trying, but when you get tired of trying, you have to figure out how to regroup. I know for me, one, I had to pray, and God revealed to me, like, the reason you're so anxious is because you're not resting in me. You're not resting in my word. You're doing too much. You need to work smarter, not harder. Another thing is you have to figure out how to refresh, regroup. I know a lot of the times when you're a hard worker, you be feeling like you can't take a break because you feel like if you take a break, you're going to get further behind. But sometimes the best way to move forward is to stop and regroup, because you can think better. You can see clearer. You can have clarity. So clear and clarity is the same thing, but you know what I'm saying. So I would say, like, take a break to take time to regroup. I just went out of town. I just got back. Like, now I feel so much better. Like, I'm about to do a little project when I'm done here. Like, write it down, make it plain. I bought a poster board and I'm about to write my goals on it real big so I can stop making excuses. So yeah, like, regroup. Get some people around you who encourage you. If you ain't got no people in your life, go to YouTube. Make sure your algorithms is hitting on TikTok. My algorithms are hitting on TikTok. There's this one lady. Every time I'm going through something, I don't know if she tapped into my mind. I don't know who's sending her, but she always talk about what I'm going through. And I'm like, she is following me. Like, so make sure your mind is right. You got to get your mind right, because that's where it all starts from. But yeah, if y'all tired of trying, I get it. I feel you, but you can definitely regroup. And it starts with taking a break. Take a beat. Take a step back. Look at everything. What can you do? What can you control? Control that. What you can't control, let that go. Let that go. Let the opinions of others go. Let that dude who ain't hitting you back, who is inconsistent, who making you feel like you did something wrong, or who making you confused and you trying to solve the equation of what it is that y'all are, let him go. Let him go. Let it go, okay? Those dreams that you thought you should have gotten to by now and you feel like it's too late, let that thought go, because it ain't too late until you in a casket. It's not too late. Those friends, those people in your life who keep giving you a headache and you keep feeling like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to please them, or how I'm going to get this right, or how I'm going to, keep saying I'm sorry, I'm tired. Let it go. Let it go. Sometimes you got to take an inventory of your life and the people in it. Do they belong there or do they belong gone? Sometimes they belong gone. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So, hope this helps somebody today. Till next time. Bye.